Welcome to the mysterious Turkmenistan, a country where picturesque deserts rival the grandeur of ancient cities, and the cherished traditions of the local people astonish with their depth. Today we will reveal for you 5 vibrant corners of this enigmatic land, where every stone holds a fragment of its rich history. From ancient Merv on the Great Silk Road to the fantastic gates of hell of Darvaza, prepare for a unique journey that will amaze and inspire. Turkmenistan is a unique country located in Central Asia, between the Caspian Sea to the west and the Kopetdag Mountains to the south. Turkmenistan borders Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Iran, and Afghanistan. This country is known for its vast deserts, especially the Karakum Desert, which occupies a large part of the territory. The climate here is continental, with hot and dry summers, where temperatures can reach above 40 degrees Celsius, and cold but dry winters, with temperatures often dropping below zero. Turkmenistan boasts a rich cultural heritage that dates back centuries. The country is renowned for its crafts, handmade carpets, and music. The overwhelming majority of the population are Turkmen, who speak the Turkmen language and use both Cyrillic and Latin alphabets. Life in Turkmenistan is filled with traditions and respect for elders, with family holding a central place. Financial aspects are an important part of travel planning. The currency used in Turkmenistan is the Turkmen manat, and cash is preferred for transactions. Tourists are advised to bring United States dollars, which are easier to exchange for the local currency, and to have the equivalent of about $1,000 to $1,500 for their stay to ensure comfort and necessary services. ATMs are not always available, especially outside the capital and major cities. The best time to visit Turkmenistan is spring and autumn, from April to June and September to November. During these months, the climate is most pleasant, without the oppressive heat of summer or winter winds. In the spring, nature comes alive, and the autumn months offer the opportunity to travel without large numbers of tourists. Ashgabat is the capital and largest city of the country, known for its white marble buildings and monumental architecture. The city is home to a significant portion of the population, with more than 5 million people living throughout the country. Other important cities include Turkmenabat and Ashgabat, which also play key roles in the economy and culture. The history of Turkmenistan is rich and diverse, with many civilizations such as the Parthian Empire and Khwarezm arising in its territory. During the Soviet period, Turkmenistan became part of the Soviet Union, gaining independence in 1991. The country's culture is a harmony of Islamic traditions and ancient customs of nomadic peoples. Famous Turkmen carpets are considered among the best in the world. A few amazing facts. One of the interesting places is the Darvaza crater, known as the Gates of Hell, which is a gas crater that has been burning with bright flames for several decades. And in the capital, mystical ceremonies related to the country's history and mythology are often held. In terms of safety, Turkmenistan is considered relatively safe for tourists, but following general common sense practices is always a good idea. Visitors are encouraged to respect local customs and laws, avoiding political questions and photographing government buildings. Medical preparation is important for the journey. It is advisable to carry basic medical supplies and a first aid kit, antiseptics, fever-reducing medications, allergy tablets, and first aid supplies. If traveling to remote areas is planned, medications should be stocked for a long period. Public transportation here is primarily represented by buses and minibus taxis between key cities. In the city, tourists can use taxi services, which are better booked from a hotel or through registered services, as they are more reliable. Local cuisine will delight lovers of Eastern and Central Asian cuisines. Turkmen cuisine is abundant with dishes made from lamb, pilaf, kebabs, as well as various flatbreads and soups. Be sure to try chebureks and manti, traditional dishes of the region. Adventurers will find activities such as desert treks or hiking routes in the Kopetdag Mountains. The Darvaza crater also presents interest for those seeking unique places and experiences. Traveling through Turkmenistan will become a true adventure, rich in impressions and discovery of a new culture. Today, we delve into the amazing world of Turkmenistan, a country with a rich cultural heritage and mesmerizing landscapes. The first place to visit is the ancient city of Merv. This archaeological complex, listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, was one of the key cities on the Great Silk Road. Merv witnessed the rise and fall of many civilizations, from the Persians to the Mongols. Imagine walking down deserted streets where every stone holds secrets of the past and the desert wind whispers stories of bygone eras. The next stop on our journey will be Ashgabat, the capital and main jewel of Turkmenistan. The city amazes with its unique style, combining modern architecture with traditional Eastern motifs. You will be impressed by the magnificent Turkmenbashi Ruhy Mosque, one of the largest in the post-Soviet space. Its snow-white domes and marble walls look exceedingly elegant against the backdrop of the blue sky and sunlight. It is unthinkable to ignore the unique natural phenomenon, the Darvaza crater, known as the Gates of Hell. This burning gas crater is the result of a human error, accidentally turned into a continuous light show. The night glow and blazing fire create a truly captivating spectacle, reminiscent of a fantastic scene from ancient Eastern tales. No less exciting will be a visit to the Nisa Fortress, another UNESCO-protected site. Nisa was the capital of the Parthian Empire and still impresses with its majestic ruins, among which you can find ancient temples and royal tombs. Every fragment of this fortress is like a piece of a mosaic, telling the story of a powerful empire. And finally, the fifth place on our list is the carpet factory in the town of Bahurdin. Turkmen carpets are renowned worldwide for their colorful patterns and impeccable quality. At the factory, you can observe the process of creating these works of art and even purchase a unique souvenir for yourself or your loved ones. Every piece here is the result of the craftsman's work, passing down their craft from generation to generation. Each of these places harbors its own mystery, its own story, and a piece of the soul of Turkmenistan. Prepare to embark on a journey where modernity intertwines with ancient traditions, creating an amazing cultural tapestry worthy of admiration and discovery. Merv, located in present-day Turkmenistan, is one of the oldest and most significant historical oases in Central Asia. Its history spans more than 3,000 years, and it was an important city on the Great Silk Road, making it one of the largest and most influential cities of its time during different epochs. This place embodies a multifaceted heritage, encompassing cultural, architectural, and historical layers of several civilizations. Merv was first mentioned in written sources during the period of the Achaemenid Empire, indicating the significance of this region as far back as 2,500 years ago. At that time, it was a settlement with a developed irrigation system, allowing for farming and creating food reserves. Crafts and trade also flourished here, as the oasis served as a critically important point on transit routes through deserts and steppes. The city attracted not only merchants but also conquerors with its strategic location, including Alexander the Great, who introduced it to the Hellenistic world. Over time, and with the decline of Hellenistic states, Merv experienced different erosions and revivals, reaching particular fame during the periods of the Sassanids and the Seljuk Empire. The Seljuk era was especially remarkable when, under Sultan Sanjar in the 12th century, the city became the de facto capital of a vast empire stretching from Anatolia to India. During that time, impressive structures were built in Merv, such as magnificent mosques, madrasas, and palaces, many reflecting the Muslim architectural tradition of that era. City architects and craftsmen also created unique water supply and sewerage structures, surprising even modern researchers with their complexity. The culture of Merv thrived during this time. Great scholars, philosophers, and poets of the era worked and created here. One of the most famous among them was the philosopher and mathematician Omar Khayyam, who spent a significant part of his life in this city, honing his skills and creating works that have entered the golden fund of world literature. Merv was a place where various ethnic groups and cultures met and mingled, creating a unique environment for familiarization with different linguistic and religious traditions, contributing to the formation of a tolerant and multinational society. However, alongside its rise, Merv repeatedly found itself under the pressure of conquests and decline throughout history. At the end of the 13th century, the city suffered a devastating Mongol invasion, which proved fatal for many buildings and cultural achievements. Recovery from these events was slow, and combined with changes in trade routes, the oasis lost its former significance and political power. Yet, even during its decline, the ancient city remained an important regional center, maintaining connections with local traditions and customs, which were passed down from generation to generation. Modern archaeological studies and excavations, which have been actively conducted in the Merv area in recent decades, have helped uncover much new information about city life and its structure during various periods. Remains of palaces, religious centers, fortifications, and residential quarters were discovered and studied, allowing scientists to recreate a picture of life in Merv across eras. Even after the city's structure was forgotten and unused for many centuries, these findings continue to testify to the high culture and advancement in science and technology in this ancient metropolis. The restoration and preservation of monuments in Merv, carried out with both national and international support, deserve special attention. These efforts aim to prevent further destruction and, using modern technologies, reveal even more secrets buried in the earth of this unique historical site. Within these initiatives, not only monumental architectural structures are being restored, but also small archaeological finds that signal the civilizational level of life of ancient inhabitants. Among Merv's unique features is its outstanding contribution to the architectural development of Central Asia. The integration of Persian, Turkic, and Arabic styles here created a distinct aesthetic, which subsequently influenced the development of regional architecture in neighboring lands. Traditions laid down in Merv were adopted and reinterpreted in other major cities of the region, such as Bokhara and Samarkand, signifying the enduring importance of this place as a cultural and intellectual center. It is also worth mentioning the intriguing traditions associated with Merv and its surroundings. For example, this region has preserved ancient carpet-making methods, which are considered true works of art due to their unique patterns and color schemes. Merv carpets are valued worldwide for their quality and originality. Craftsmen engaged in this trade pass down their skills from generation to generation, maintaining an unbroken connection of times and traditions. With the modern development of tourism, Merv continues to attract researchers and travelers from all over the world. Visiting here, tourists have the opportunity to see numerous historical monuments, walk through ancient streets, and enjoy the special atmosphere where time seems to stand still, allowing a connection with centuries-old history. The uniqueness of Merv lies in its ability to speak the language of the past, open new horizons of knowledge, and remind humanity of its roots and rich heritage. Thus, Merv, located in Turkmenistan, is not only an outstanding archaeological complex but also a symbol of cultural interaction and exchange, a testament to the ancient and rich history of the region. The importance of this city is recognized by the international community, and it is under the protection of UNESCO as part of the World Cultural Heritage, drawing universal attention to the preservation and study of its riches for future generations. Ashgabat, the capital of Turkmenistan, is a dynamically developing city with a unique culture and rich history. Located in the southwest of the country, it serves as a center of political, economic, and cultural life in Turkmenistan. Whenever Ashgabat is mentioned, interest in its architecture grows, which is undoubtedly one of the main attractions of the city. The history of Ashgabat begins in ancient times. Archaeological findings indicate that people inhabited this area as far back as the Neolithic era. In later historical periods, this locale was known as an important point at the crossroads of caravan routes on the Great Silk Road. The historical period before the destructive earthquake of 1948 probably best illustrates the changes that occurred with the city throughout significant social changes and political reforms taking place in the region. Ashgabat also symbolizes a new chapter in Turkmenistan's history, which began after gaining independence in 1991. Since then, the city has been practically rebuilt in accordance with an ambitious urbanization program initiated by the first president of the independent country, Saparmurat Niyazov. The new projects emphasized white marble, which became a symbol not only of Ashgabat, but also of the entire country in its endeavor to highlight its purity and uniqueness. Marble structures top the list of Ashgabat's attractions, earning it the worldwide reputation as the White City. Virtually every tourist arriving in the capital of Turkmenistan notes the majestic buildings that create the unique appearance of Ashgabat. The city boasts many monumental state buildings, such as the Rahayat Palace, the Constitution Hall, and the Mejlis Building. Apart from state buildings, the city is known for its spiritual structures, among which the Turkmenbashi Ruhy Mosque stands out. It is one of the largest religious buildings in Central Asia, impressive both in size and architectural beauty. The aesthetic and cultural component of Ashgabat is inseparable from its cultural life, which includes numerous museums and theaters. The National Museum of Turkmenistan offers collections representing the ancient history and art of this country, ranging from archaeological finds to an exhibition of handmade carpets, which Turkmen artisans are renowned for worldwide. Theatrical art also has its long-standing traditions, represented, for example, by the Maktunkuli Turkmen Theater of Musical Drama, which encompasses folk epics and modern theatrical works. Another important aspect of Ashgabat's cultural landscape is the constantly developing art scene. This is a city where modern galleries and exhibition halls integrate into various public spaces, creating new forms of urban culture. One such place is the State Art Gallery of Turkmenistan, which often holds exhibitions of contemporary artists and sculptors showcasing their work in various styles and directions. But Ashgabat is not only about cultural and architectural achievements. The city is also famous for its attractions, such as the Olympic Stadium, one of the largest sports complexes in Asia, where international sports events have been held. In addition, the delightful Ashgabat Zoo and picturesque parks allow residents and visitors of the capital to spend time in nature and enjoy the local landscapes. Numerous interesting facts are associated with the history and life of Ashgabat. For example, in 1991, the city made it into the Guinness Book of Records for the greatest amount of white marble used in the construction of a building. Another significant record was set in 2014, the opening of the Lights of Ashgabat complex, which entered history for having the highest LED screens in the world. These and many other achievements vividly demonstrate how ambitious urban projects shape the face of Ashgabat. The ethnic diversity of Ashgabat also gives the city a special color. This is largely explained by historical reasons, where at various times representatives of different cultures and ethnicities met here. Currently, Ashgabat's residents incorporate elements of traditions and civilizations known throughout centuries into their daily lives. It follows that Turkmen cuisine, crafts, and customs form a unique symbiosis that can be seen in the daily life of every city resident. Despite all the modernization, Ashgabat retains some elements of traditional culture that fit into modernity. This primarily concerns the famous Turkmen carpets, the secrets of making which are passed down from generation to generation. Traditional motifs reflecting the natural and cultural aspects of Turkmen's life are often used in carpet designs. Each handmade piece is a true work of art, highly valued both in Turkmenistan and beyond. Besides material culture, Ashgabat has a rich heritage of oral tradition reflected in songs and dances that remain popular to this day. National holidays and festivals, such as the celebration of Nowruz, are especially interesting, offering an opportunity to immerse in the atmosphere of folk festivities with appropriate music and dancing. Ashgabat is a city that combines a rich historical past, extensive cultural diversity, and a dynamic process of development. Being the capital of Turkmenistan, it unites the symbols of its country and invites everyone to an amazing journey through the multifaceted and rich heritage, which has been created over centuries. Anyone who decides to visit Ashgabat will discover a variety of arts, traditions, and architectural marvels that have shaped the appearance of this unique capital for centuries. Darvaza, widely known as the Gates of Hell, is a surprising and simultaneously enigmatic landmark located in the sandy and desert region of Karakum in Turkmenistan. This crater has become a true magnetic point for tourists and researchers from around the world thanks to its unique and somewhat frightening appearance and phenomenon. The history of this crater dates back to the last century, specifically to 1971, and is a consequence of both human error and a unique natural phenomenon. During the Soviet era, geological exploration was actively conducted in Turkmenistan to search for natural resources such as oil and gas. On one of the days when the drilling rig was tightly wedged between desert dunes, the ground collapsed. Here, at the very edge of hell, a gas field fell, leaving a gaping hole with a diameter of more than 70 meters and a depth of about 20 meters. Engineers working on site realized that the collapse had opened access to a large deposit of methane gas. Recognizing the danger of the abundant gas fumes that could significantly harm both people and animals, the engineers decided to set the gas on fire in an orderly manner, expecting it to burn out within a few weeks. However, for more than 50 years, the fire still continues to blaze, proudly illuminating the night sky with its slightly demonic light. The beauty and majesty of Darvaza are embodied primarily in the unique view of a fiery ball, seemingly falling into the earth's maw, and imbued with a mysterious yet captivating aura. At night, the crater glows like something out of this world, enchanting everyone who dares to approach it with its natural magic. The flames create a stunning spectacle, particularly in contrast with the dark sky and the desolate desert surrounding it. The fire roaring from the depths of the earth seems to embody the unsettling force of nature, reminding us of the insignificance of the human race before the unyielding power of the planet. The area around the crater bears a strong imprint of cultural and historical aspects of life in Turkmenistan. The Karakum, literally translating to black sands, is one of the largest sand masses in the world and covers nearly 3/4 of the country's territory. The desert, being a harsh yet impressive landscape, is home to many unique representatives of flora and fauna that have managed to survive in such harsh conditions. Turkmen culture, deeply connected to a nomadic way of life, is reflected in the history and traditions passed down from generation to generation. The systems of agriculture and livestock breeding are the pillars of the people's lives, who have a deep connection with nature and respect for its gifts and elements. Folk wisdom and distinctive traditions, such as the hospitality of the residents, make this place even more attractive to foreign guests. A special interest in the Darvaza crater has emerged in recent decades due to modern travel culture, as the place has become a true mecca for extreme tourism enthusiasts, photographers, and, of course, curious tourists. This interest is not only due to the grandeur and terrifying beauty of the fiery crater, but also to the awe it inspires upon first encounter. People come here from around the world, left impressed by the unseen dimensions of the world. A world where fire precariously balances on the edge of the invisible midnight chill of the desert and the blinding day, creating a unique atmosphere that ignites sparks in the hearts of visitors. There are also various folklore and mystical aspects and legends that swirl around this mysterious crater, emphasizing its mythical nature and providing food for thought about otherworldly forces. For locals and adventurers, this place becomes not just a tourist attraction, but something more significant that awakens ancient legends and aspirations in memory. Darvaza is a vivid reminder of how humanity cannot always control natural forces and how humans, in their attempts to tame the elements, are often powerless. However, this place also reminds us of how beautiful and astonishing unexpected creations of natural and human errors can be if only we study their nature and accept them as part of this great, wondrous world. Fortress Nisa, located in Turkmenistan, represents an astonishing archaeological treasure that attracts the attention of historians, archaeologists, and tourists from around the world. This site is a symbol of ancient Parthia and significantly contributes to the understanding of Central Asian history. Fortress Nisa is situated near the present-day capital of Turkmenistan, the city of Ashgabat, and is part of the ancient city that, in antiquity, served as the capital of the Parthian Empire. The history of Fortress Nisa has roots in the first half of the 3rd century before our era, when Parthia began establishing itself as one of the most powerful states of its time. Primarily, Nisa developed in 2 urban parts, Old Nisa and New Nisa, with the former bearing the greatest historical significance. The construction of the fortress is associated with the beginning of the rule of the Arsacid dynasty, which governed Parthia for more than 400 years, starting from the mid-3rd century before our era to the 3rd century of our era. The Arsacids, being skilled strategists and warriors, transformed Parthia into a powerful state that, at some point in time, was capable of challenging even the Roman legions. Fortress Nisa is an architectural complex consisting of numerous buildings and structures that were created at different stages of the city's existence. Archaeologists have found traces of temples, palaces, fortress walls, caravanserais, and many residential buildings. The fortress served as both a defensive outpost and a political and economic center. Additionally, special attention is drawn to royal tombs and treasuries, where numerous artworks, ceramics, and jewelry have been found, indicating a high level of culture and prosperity of the society of that time. The culture of the Parthian Empire, in which Nisa held a significant place, represents a unique blend of Hellenistic and Iranian traditions. This period is characterized by active cultural and trade exchanges, especially along the well-known Silk Road, which connected the East and West. Parthian art is known for its sculptures, bas-reliefs, and monumental architecture, in which clear influences of both ancient Greek and Persian elements are seen. Nisa, being the capital, naturally acted as a center of cultural and religious influence. Here, both Greek inscriptions and inscriptions in the ancient Persian language have been found, testifying to the multicultural nature of the city. At its peak, Parthia could compete with the Roman Empire and repeatedly waged wars against it. This is also reflected in the architecture of Nisa. A significant part of the fortress was dedicated to defensive structures, massive walls fortified with towers, which provided protection against numerous attempts at capture. From an archaeological point of view, Nisa is of interest not only because of its architecture but also because of artifacts that testify to the wealth and power of the city. Further excavations have discovered a whole array of coins, statues, and other valuable items that allow for understanding various aspects of life in the ancient state. The immediate proximity to Ashgabat adds special tourist significance to Fortress Nisa. The fact that it is only a few dozen kilometers from the capital of modern Turkmenistan makes this place accessible for visits by both local residents and tourists from around the world. At the end of the 20th century, in 1993, UNESCO included Nisa on the World Heritage List because of its cultural and historical significance. This status is well-deserved as it is a magnificently preserved example of an ancient settlement, which helped connect the cultural traditions of the East and the West. During the period of the Arab Caliphate after the 7th century, Nisa still preserved its significance, although it gradually began losing its leadership as a cultural and economic center. By that time, the influence exerted by Arab Muslims also began to reflect on its architecture and lifestyle. However, even when the city gradually lost its independent status, its remains continue to tell stories of the great deeds and wealth of ancient Parthia. Today, Fortress Nisa offers excellent opportunities for studying the unique historical and cultural heritage of ancient Parthia. Each new artifact and each new architectural finding continue to complete the puzzle of the centuries-old history of this amazing place. Tourists visiting the fortress can see with their own eyes the remnants of the ancient world and feel the atmosphere that reigned in these places for centuries, when Nisa was not only a strategic outpost but also a bastion of Parthian culture and power. Carpet factory in the city of Bardin, located in Turkmenistan, is an important cultural and economic enterprise with a deep history and a significant impact on the development of the region. Turkmenistan is renowned for its ancient carpet weaving traditions, which date back several millennia. This factory is a vivid embodiment of national art and one of the significant attractions of the country. Historically, carpet weaving in Turkmenistan is associated with the nomadic lifestyle of the Turkmen tribes. Manufacturing carpets was not just a craft but an essential part of the culture and everyday life. Carpets were used as floor coverings, blankets, decorative items, and also served practical functions. They protected against the cold, acted as portable homes, and storage units. Each pattern and element of design held specific meaning and symbolism, transmitting cultural heritage from generation to generation. The factory in Bardin specializes in the production of traditional Turkmen carpets, known for their quality and beauty. This establishment is notable for using traditional production methods, with almost no modern manufacturing technologies employed. All stages of carpet creation, from the selection and dyeing of the wool to the final weaving stage, are done manually by experienced craftsmen who preserve the manufacturing secrets passed down from generation to generation. The culture of carpet weaving in Turkmenistan is unthinkable without considering the specifics of the region where the carpet fabric is produced. Bardin is located in an area rich in pastures, where flocks of sheep graze, the wool of which is used to produce high-quality carpets. Traditionally, Turkmen carpets are made from silk and wool, naturally dyed with colors obtained from plants, minerals, and insects. This process involves complex preparation and requires significant experience to achieve the right shades and material durability. Each carpet is unique and carries specific cultural codes. In Bardin, carpets are made with traditional ornaments, which reflect details of the culture and history of the Turkmen people. Patterns may include geometric shapes, images of animals and plants, each element of which has its meaning. For example, the image of a ram can symbolize prosperity and abundance, while birds represent protection and good news. The factory takes pride in its collection of designer carpets, created in collaboration with contemporary artists. They strive to unite traditions and modern art, creating new designs that maintain the cultural identity of the Turkmen carpet while meeting contemporary trends. This allows them to expand the market and popularize Turkmen carpet weaving around the world. In addition to its production activities, the factory in Bardin also plays an important role in training and supporting young craftsmen. This practice is essential not only to preserve the traditional craft, but also to continue its development in new generations. Apprentices are trained in both weaving techniques and the processes of creating original designs, allowing them to express creative abilities inspired by a rich cultural heritage. From an economic perspective, the factory in Barden is a significant establishment, providing jobs for many local residents and participating in the export of Turkmen goods to international markets. Carpets produced here often appear at prestigious exhibitions and competitions, receiving high evaluations from experts. One of the interesting features of the factory is that visitors can take a tour of the workshops and get acquainted with the production process. This is a unique opportunity to see how, from a piece of raw wool, through the skillful hands of the craftsman, a work of art is born. A Turkmen carpet known for its design and durability. Tours help to better understand the complexity of the process and to feel the genuine love invested in each product. Thus, the carpet factory in Barden is not just a production site but a genuine cultural center that plays a crucial role in the preservation and development of the traditional art of carpet weaving. It unites historical heritage, modern culture, and advanced approaches in craftsmanship. It is a place where the traditions of the past harmoniously combine with innovative ideas for the future, and where every visitor can directly connect with the rich history and culture of Turkmenistan. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and leave comments below.